Hello students, this is another lecture on vectors. In last lecture, we have seen scalar product. We have seen scalar product of two vectors. This was also called as dot product of two vectors. So you say scalar product of two vectors or you say dot product of two vectors. It is same thing. Sorry. So in dot product of two vectors, we have defined what is a bar dot b bar. That is mod of a bar mod of b bar cos theta. Then we had various important points. I'm just telling you what we have done in last lecture. So we did all the important points which we need to remember. We have done important points to be remembered. That was the properties of dot product. You can also call that as properties of dot product. We have done the properties of dot product. And towards the end of the lecture, we had seen how to find angle between two vectors. So for that, what we did was we followed this definition of dot product. So as a bar dot b bar is mod a bar mod b bar cos theta, we can write cos of theta as a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar. So this was the last part that we had done. Cos of theta is a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar. And as we had done, if you are writing a bar as, if you are writing vector a bar as a1 I cap plus a2 j cap plus a3 k cap, and b bar you are writing as b1 I cap plus b2 j cap plus b3 k cap, then you know a bar dot b bar will become what? A bar dot b bar will become, it will be a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3, and mod of a bar will be square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square, and mod of b bar will be b1 square plus b2 square plus b3 square. So this much we had done. Now in this lecture we are going to take the discussion ahead. That is, we are going to talk about this angle between the vectors. We are going to have a discussion, a detailed discussion about the angle between the two vectors. If you have this as vector a bar and this as b bar and this is theta, so as you know, this theta could be lesser than 90 degree, it could be greater than 90 degree. So we are going to take that part in this lecture. Okay, so initially the initial part of the lecture will be devoted to the angle between the two vectors, from the point of view of dot product that you are going to see in a while. Then in this lecture we will also see the projection of one vector over the other vector. We will also see projection of vectors. We will also see projection of vector. So let us start with the lecture now. So let us start with angle between two vectors and its effect on their dot product. So I have given the heading as angle between two vectors and its effect, that is effect of the angle on their dot product. So students, here I have written the formula for cos of theta. Cos theta, as we know, just now I discussed with you, cos theta is given by a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar multiplied to mod b bar. This is how we give cos theta. Now in this, I would like to mention here that mod of a bar is always positive. Mod of a bar is always positive. So as mod of b bar. Both are greater than 0. Remember, in this formula, cos theta equals to a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar. What does these two give? They are the magnitude of two vectors. Now, as you know, the magnitude of two vectors here, when you are writing in denominator, they are always greater than 0. Magnitude is always positive. Magnitude cannot be negative. And magnitude definitely can be 0, but that is not the case here. We can have magnitude of a vector as 0 when it is a 0 vector. But when we are defining the dot product, definitely in this case, the denominator is not 0. So what we have to understand is, in this formula, cos theta equals to a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar. Mod a bar and mod b bar both are positive. That you have to follow. Both are positive. Okay. Now here I have written 3 cases. Now see, these are 3 different cases. In the first case, we are going to take the angle between the two vectors a bar and b bar as acute angle. See, this theta is acute angle. That is, theta can be anywhere in between 0 and pi by 2. It can be equal to 0. It can be equal to 0, greater than 0, lesser than pi by 2, lesser than 90 degrees. Okay. So how can the angle be? How can the angle be? The angle can be this way. See, it can be, if I'm taking, see, it can be this way. Okay. This is what theta can be. Theta can be any angle between 0 and lesser than 90. I cannot take 90 degree. It has to be in between 0 and 90 degree. Okay. So this is the first case we are going to take. The second case is when theta is 90 degree. That is, angle between two vectors is 90 degree, or if you're writing in radian, then it is pi by 2 radian. The third case we are going to take the angle between two vectors as greater than 90 degree, but lesser than or equal to 180 degree. So if I want to show it to you in diagram, see, it is 90 degrees somewhere here. This is 90 degree. This is somewhere here 90 degree. So the theta that we have taken here is greater than 90. It is greater than 90, lesser than or equal to 180 degree. So in third case, the angle lies in between these two extremes. That is greater than pi by 2, lesser than or equal to pi. So greater than 90 degree, lesser than or equal to 180 degree. Okay, so this is the third case. So let us start with the first case. Now students, as you all know that when theta is greater than or equal to 0, lesser than pi by 2, theta, cos of theta is always greater than 0. In that case, cos theta will be positive. Cos theta, when the theta is in this interval, cos of theta is always greater than 0. So if cos of theta is greater than 0, I can write this is greater than 0. Therefore, a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar is greater than 0, because this is what cos theta is equal to. Okay. Now, as we know that in this, the denominator is always positive. We have already mentioned it. Mod a bar and mod b bar, these two are positive quantities. So this will only be positive if the numerator is positive. So what I understand is, since the denominator are always positive, in order the whole thing become positive, the numerator has to be positive. So this implies a bar dot b bar is greater than 0. This is our first conclusion. Okay, so I want you all to make a note of it. Very important conclusion we arrived at. And what is that? when theta is greater than equal to 0 less than pi by 2, a bar dot b bar is always greater than 0. Remember, a bar dot b bar is always greater than 0. I repeat once again, when theta is in this interval, cos of theta is greater than 0. Cos of theta is this. So this has to be greater than 0. But I know that denominators are always greater than 0. So if the denominator are always greater than 0, in order this whole thing become greater than 0, that is positive. If the denominator are always positive, in order the whole thing become positive, the numerator has to be positive. If this numerator is positive, then only we will get the whole ratio as positive. So this is my conclusion that a bar dot b bar is positive, that is greater than 0. Okay. Then we come to this one when second case is when theta is pi by 2. Now you know students, if theta is pi by 2, cos of theta is equal to 0. Cos of theta is 0. If cos of theta is 0, what does that imply? It implies that this one is going to be 0. So I have, therefore I will write a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar is equal to 0. Now you know, if this ratio has to be 0, it is the numerator which will have to be 0. So numerator will be a bar dot b bar. So this implies a bar dot b bar is equal to 0. So this is another very important conclusion we arrived at. And what is that? If angle between two vectors is 90 degree, their dot product is equal to 0. Their dot product is equal to 0. The third case here is when theta is greater than pi by 2, lesser than or equal to pi. Now, as we know, students, in this interval, when you have theta in this interval, what happens is cos of theta will be always negative. Cos of theta will be lesser than 0. Now, what is cos of theta here? Cos of theta is a bar dot b bar upon mod a bar mod b bar. So what we can say, cos of theta is lesser than 0. Therefore, this whole thing needs to be lesser than 0. Now, as we have already discussed this, that denominator is always positive. Denominator is always positive. Now, you should all understand, if the denominator is always positive, then what should the whole thing be in order to get, then what should the numerator be? Then what should the numerator be in order the whole thing becomes negative? I repeat again this part. See, I already know that denominator is always positive because these are magnitude of vectors a bar and b bar. Now, if the denominator is always positive, then in order the whole thing becomes negative, the whole ratio here becomes negative, I understand that this numerator has to be negative. The numerator has to be negative. Then only negative upon positive will be negative. This numerator has to be negative. So what I conclude here? I conclude here is this implies a bar dot b bar is less than 0. So this is the third conclusion. When angle between the two vectors is greater than 90 degree, lesser than 180 degree, then the dot product of two vectors is always negative. The dot product of two vectors is always negative. When the angle is 90 degree, the dot product of two vectors is 0. When the angle is lesser than 90 degree, greater than or equal to 0 degree, that is angle between the two vectors is acute angle, then the dot product is positive. Okay, you will make a note of it. This is very important concept, and based on this we can solve many problems. So the next topic now we are going to take is projection of one vector on another vector. Projection of one vector on another vector. This is very interesting topic, students. Very interesting topic, and problems based on this topic are equally interesting. So let us start with the discussion on projection of one vector over the other vector. So here, let me have a vector which is a bar. I have a vector here a bar, and I want to project another vector b bar on a bar. This is another vector b bar on a bar. So what does projection mean? What is meaning of, if I say here projection of vector b bar on a bar? If I write here projection of, I write here projection of b bar on a bar. So what does this all mean about? Okay, what is meaning of projection of b bar on a bar? For that, I will explain it to you by asking you to think that there is a point source here which is just above b bar. Okay, there is a light source here. So light source means we can think of a bulb. We can think of a bulb here. Okay, so we have a electric bulb here. Okay, now when the bulb emits the light, the shadow, this bulb is exactly above this b bar. Okay, like you think of you standing on a road. Think of you standing on a road and the sun is over your head perpendicularly. The sun is over your head perpendicularly. Now what happens when the sun is over your head, exactly over your head? You will see your shadow just underneath your feet. You will see your shadow underneath your feet. In case if the sun happens to be here, if sun happens to be here, then you will see your shadow this big. Your shadow will be this big. If the sun happens to be on this side, then your shadow will be on this side and it will be this big. But when the sun is exactly over your head, okay, that is perpendicular to the surface of earth, perpendicular to the light rays which are emitted, if they are perpendicular to the surface of earth, then your shadow will be underneath your feet. The length of the shadow ideally can be 0 at that time. So exactly this way, like you have the sun over your head, just over your head, here you think of the light source above vector b bar. Now what happens is from the extreme points of vector b bar, you draw perpendicular. You draw perpendicular from the extreme points of vector b bar. Draw perpendicular from extreme points of vector b bar. Now these two perpendicular which you have drawn, suppose I call this point as P, this point here I call P, and this foot of perpendicular I call Q, then the length PQ is projection of, it is projection of B bar on A bar. You can consider this to be the shadow. You can consider this to be the shadow of vector B bar on A bar. You can consider this to be the shadow. It is the shadow of vector B bar on A bar. So if we could find length PQ, we have got the projection of vector B bar on A bar. See, this is one case where you can have the projection of vector B bar on A bar. The another case would be when this angle will be obtuse angle. That is, the angle will be greater than 90 degree. I will show you the another case too. Here, what we notice is, if I draw a imaginary line, if I draw an imaginary line parallel to A bar, if I draw an imaginary line parallel to A bar here, then I notice that this angle is says theta. This is the angle between vector B bar and A bar. This angle which B bar is making with the line parallel to A bar can be considered as angle between B bar and A bar. It can be considered as angle between B bar and A bar, and this angle is lesser than 90 degree. This angle is lesser than 90 degree. This is the first case of projection of one vector over the other vector. In another case of projection, we would see that the vector B bar, suppose I have A bar here, I have vector A bar here, and vector B bar happens to be this way. See, this is vector B bar. Now this time the projection will be, as you know, for projection what we will do, we can consider, we can have two perpendiculars from the extreme point of vector B bar. Let me first name it. This is B bar, this vector is A bar, and what are we finding? We are finding projection of vector B bar on A bar, for which what we do, we are finding the projection of B bar. So from the extreme ends, that is from the initial point and the terminal point, we draw perpendiculars on A bar. Now the length of this perpendicular, say if I call this as P, whichever way you write, hardly matters. If I write P here and Q here, then this length PQ, this length PQ is, which is a number, remember this length PQ is, which is a number, projection of vector B bar on A bar. And this time the angle between the two, see, for which what I will do, I will draw an imaginary line which is parallel to A bar and meeting the initial point of vector B bar. So this particular line which is parallel to A bar, now here I notice that angle between B bar and A bar would be this angle which we have to consider. It is this angle which we have to consider, and this angle is theta here, and this angle I notice it is greater than 90 degree. This angle is greater than 90 degree, pi by 2. Obviously it is lesser than 180 degree. Okay, so this time the angle between B bar and A bar is greater than 90 degree. So these are two different cases of projection of one vector on another vector. It was just the beginning. Now I will show you how to calculate the projection. That is, I will now derive the formula for you. Okay, for your information, if you are wondering that why is this not the angle theta in this case? Why are we not taking this as the angle between the vector A bar and B bar? So please students, as you know, the angle between two vectors can only be determined when you coincide their initial points. So the vector A bar is in this direction and vector B bar is in this direction. Okay, so looking at their direction, if I coincide the initial point of vector A bar with the initial point of vector B bar, okay, what I'm trying to tell you is, see, the initial point of vector A bar, see, this is the direction of vector A bar, right? So if I could, this is the direction of vector A bar. Now you can see here, when I bring the initial point of vector A bar and make it coincide with vector B bar, you get the angle. Okay, look at the direction. Okay, this would be the angle and not this. I hope You are satisfied with this answer. Okay, this would be the angle and not this. But here, when you coincide the initial point of vector a bar with the initial point of vector b bar, you can see, looking at their direction, this would be the angle. So let's do the derivation of projection of vector b bar on a bar. Now, as it is clear from the diagram, we are projecting vector b bar on a bar, and if I could succeed in finding length pq, okay, this vector a bar is quite bigger, but only pq, this length pq is the projection of vector b bar on a bar. So if I could get pq, I will get the projection of b bar on a bar. Now here, from the diagram, I notice that SR is same as PQ. What I notice from the diagram, I notice that SR is same as PQ. So I can write from above figure, I can write here from above figure, I have here SR equals to PQ. So if I could find SR, that will be same as PQ, that will be equal to projection of B bar on A bar, right? Now, see this triangle RSM, we have a right angle at point S, okay? We have right angle at point S for the reason that we had drawn perpendicular from point M and point R on vector A bar, and then we drew this RS parallel to A bar. Now, since RS is parallel to A bar and SQ and RP are perpendicular to vector A bar, this angle will be a right angle. Okay. So RSQP or PQSR is a rectangle. Now here I write in triangle RSM. In triangle RSM, see, I write cos of theta. What is cos of theta? It is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So that is SR adjacent upon hypotenuse RM, SR upon RM. So cos of theta will become here. I will have cos of theta equals to SR upon RM. And what is RM? RM is nothing but magnitude of vector B bar. See, the length RM is the length of the vector B bar. That is magnitude of vector B bar. So what will SR be? Therefore, SR will be cos mod of B bar into cos of theta. Mod of B bar into cos of theta. The next step, see, if I get SR as this, what I can do is I can multiply mod of A bar in numerator and in denominator. So see, what I'm doing is, so next step I write SR equals to mod A bar mod B bar cos theta divided by mod A bar. See, what am I doing? I'm multiplying mod A bar in numerator here, and since I'm multiplying in numerator, I am also dividing by mod A bar. Okay, so this equation and this equation, they are the same equations, only on the right hand side what we are doing is we are multiplying mod A bar in numerator and in denominator. So the next step I get, therefore SR equals to mod A bar mod B bar cos theta is A bar dot B bar upon mod A bar. What is numerator? We already know the definition of dot product of two vectors. This mod A bar mod B bar cos theta, this we have done. Mod A bar mod B bar cos of theta, where theta is the angle between two vectors. This theta happens to be angle between B bar and A bar. Okay. Mod A bar mod B bar cos theta is nothing but A bar dot B bar. So I got finally what is SR. And as we have already discussed that SR is nothing but PQ. SR is nothing but PQ. So I got therefore PQ equals to A bar dot B bar upon mod A bar, and this PQ is the projection of vector B bar, projection of B bar on A bar. So therefore projection of B bar on A bar is A bar dot B bar upon mod of A bar, upon mod of A bar. Now I will make you remember this formula. The idea to remember the formula is very interesting. See here, projection of B bar on A bar. What you will do, if it is B bar on A bar, remember the denominator you will write mod A bar. If it is projection of B bar on A bar, so the denominator will be mod A bar and the numerator will be A bar dot B bar. Okay. If you need to find projection of, if you are finding similarly, that derivation we are not doing, but it could be on the same line. Similarly, projection of A bar on B bar. Remember, if it is A bar on B bar, then the denominator will be mod B bar and numerator will remain same. That is A bar dot B bar. If it is on B bar, if it is projection of A bar on B bar, you need to follow this on B bar. So mod B bar in the denominator. And if it is on A bar, then mod A bar in the denominator. And what about numerator? Numerator in either cases is A bar dot B bar. Okay, now let's move to the next point here. When I write, let me first remove this because this was only for the reference. This was only for the reference. Yeah. See students, when I'm writing projection of B bar on A bar, which happens to be this here, remember this is a number. It is just a number. As you know that A bar dot B bar is a number, it is a scalar. A bar dot B bar is a scalar, it's a number, and the denominator, which is magnitude of A bar, is another number. So number upon number is a number. This whole thing which you have on the RHS, it is a number, it is a scalar. So this kind of projection is also known as scalar projection of B bar on A bar. So if you want, you can even write it that way. You can write therefore scalar projection. This is also known as scalar projection of B bar on A bar equals to, the formula would be same. So why I'm writing this? Because sometimes they mention scalar projection. Remember, if they say scalar projection, it is nothing but projection of B bar on A bar, because that is nothing but a number. But sometimes they also call it as scalar projection. Now, when I call a scalar projection, does that mean that we do have something like vector projection? Yes, that is also true. We do have a vector projection. Now, what is a vector projection in first place? So see here, in order to understand the vector projection, first of all, you will understand that how big is the projection of B bar on A bar. So see students, the projection of B bar on A bar is this big. This is the projection of vector B bar on A bar. The projection of vector B bar on A bar is this big. It is this big. This is the projection of vector B bar on A bar. Okay, this is scalar projection. What would a vector projection mean? A vector projection would mean a vector starting from, see, PQ is the scalar projection. When you start from point P, and you go up to Q, but this time you are taking a vector into consideration. You are taking a vector. Earlier you had taken only length PQ. Earlier you had taken only the length PQ, starting from P till Q, the number PQ, the length PQ. Now what are you taking? You are taking the vector PQ. this is the vector projection of B bar on A bar. This is the vector projection of B bar on A bar. So now I want to find PQ bar. See, earlier I found only PQ. Now I want to find vector PQ, that is vector PQ bar. See, how do I find vector PQ bar? In order to find vector PQ bar, the first thing I will do is I will find out a unit vector in the direction of A bar. I will find out unit vector in the direction of A bar. Say this vector is A cap. This vector here which I drew is A cap and it is unit vector, that is a vector having magnitude 1. I will find out unit vector in the direction of vector A bar. Okay, and what would that be? What would be A cap equal to? As you know, A cap would be A bar upon mod A bar. A cap, which is the unit vector in the direction of A bar, is vector A bar upon its own magnitude. Once I find A cap, I will multiply A cap with length PQ. I will multiply A cap with length PQ. You know, A cap is vector having magnitude 1. It is a vector having magnitude 1. I want a vector having magnitude PQ. What I want a vector having magnitude PQ. I want this big vector, this big. So if I want vector having magnitude PQ, what I will have to do? Multiply PQ in vector A cap. So the next step I do is, see, I have already got PQ. I will multiply A cap in PQ. So the next step I write vector projection of B bar on A bar equals to PQ times A cap, that is equal to PQ. PQ is already known to us. What is it? Mod A bar, mod B bar. Sorry, A bar dot B bar upon mod A bar. So here I have PQ as A bar dot B bar upon mod A bar. And then we have A cap to be multiplied into A cap, and what is A cap? A cap is A bar upon mod A bar, A bar upon mod A bar. So the next step I will have vector projection as A bar dot B bar upon mod A bar times A bar upon mod A bar. So we will get that equal to, so I will have therefore vector projection of B bar on A bar is equal to A bar dot B bar upon, see, these two will multiply. Mod A bar into mod A bar is mod A bar square upon mod A bar square, and then the whole thing to be multiplied with A bar. This is the vector projection of B bar on A bar. This is the vector projection of B bar on A bar. And now remember, this thing is not a scalar. It is not a number. What it is? It is a vector. How? Because see, this much is a number. This much is a number. But out here, you have a vector. So a number when multiplies a vector, what you get? You get a vector. So the whole thing here is a vector. And that is what we want. What we wanted the vector projection of B bar on A bar. The vector projection of B bar on A bar. Likewise, suppose you want vector projection of A bar on B bar. Let's do that too. Okay, only for the reference. See here. If I want, okay, let's go step by step. First, we will write. Let us do it once again. Scalar projection, just for the sake of reference. scalar. Let us do it once again. Scalar projection, or simply the projection of A bar on B bar. What you will do? You will write A bar dot B bar upon mod B bar. Got it? Yes. Then if you write the vector projection, what you will have to do for vector projection? See, vector projection of A bar on B bar. If it is on B bar, what you will have to do? A bar dot B bar upon mod B bar into, you will have to multiply B cap. We'll have to multiply B cap. What is B cap equal to? B cap is equal to mod, it is B bar upon mod B bar. So the next step you will have, when you will write this as B bar upon mod B bar, the denominator will become mod B bar square. Mod B bar square, and the numerator you will have A bar dot B bar times B bar. This is vector projection of A bar on B bar. So I hope you have understood the projection of one vector on the other vector. We can repeat this whole thing once again. Watch the whole thing. Okay, let's solve few problems. Here we have from exercise 5.3, question number 4. Show that the sum of length of projections of vector pi cap plus qj cap plus rk cap on the coordinate axis, where p is 2, q is 3 and r is 4, is 9. Okay, what we have to show? We have to show that, we have to show here that sum of length of projections, of this vector. You see this vector? So we have to project this vector where? On the coordinate axis. Now you know what are the coordinate axes: x axis, y axis and z axis. We have to project this vector on coordinate axis, and they're saying we have to prove that sum of these projections will be equal to 9. We have to show that the sum of these projections of vector pi cap plus qj cap plus rk cap, sum of the projection of this vector on the coordinate axis will be equal to 9, and we are given that p is 2, q is 3 and r is 4. So let us start with it. Remember students, here one point that you need to follow is, when I am projecting, okay, let me take you back where I had taught you the projection. See here, what do you see? You see the projection of B bar on vector A bar. Okay, so as we have mentioned earlier, that projection of a vector on another vector is nothing but its shadow. So here you saw that shadow of B bar on A bar is this big. This big is the shadow of B bar on A bar. Okay. Now here what is happening, that A bar is the shadow is this big. See, this big is the shadow of B bar on A bar. Now what is happening here, that B bar happens to be quite bigger, and here you notice that B bar is bigger than the shadow. What if I had a vector, try understanding this. What if I had a vector which was smaller than vector B bar? Okay, suppose I have a vector here which is vector C bar. I have here a vector C bar, and this vector C bar is smaller than vector B bar. Vector C bar also has the same direction as A bar. Rest everything is same. For C bar and A bar, everything else is same. Only the magnitude of C bar is smaller. Then in this case, what would happen? See, we would still be getting the projection. Try understanding. We will still be getting the projection of B bar on C bar, and this time the projection would be going. It would be going beyond vector, see, the projection would still be same. So what if vector C bar is smaller? The projection of B bar is still having the same length. The projection of B bar on C bar is still the same. What it was on A bar. I repeat again, the projection of B bar on A bar is same as projection of B bar on C bar. Though the vector C bar was smaller in length, vector C bar had the lesser magnitude than A bar. That will not make any difference on the projection of B bar. Given the condition, C bar is also in the same direction as A bar. So the projection of B bar does not depend on the length of the vector. The projection of B bar, whatever be the length of the vector, it will always remain the same. Okay, so if I am finding projection of B bar on A bar, or I am finding projection of B bar on C bar, or for that matter I am finding projection of B bar on some other vector, say D bar, provided these all vectors C bar, A bar, D bar, they all are parallel vectors, every single time the projection of B bar will be same. So it is a very important fact which I told you all. Now come back to our question. See here, we have to find the projection of this vector on the coordinate axis. So the answer will begin here. See, the projection of pi cap plus qj cap plus rk cap on x-axis is same as its projection on I cap. Try to understand this. Why so? Because you know I cap is a vector which is in the direction of x-axis. I cap is a vector which is in the direction of x-axis. Okay, so what I have written here, I have written projection of given vector on x-axis is same as projection of this given vector on I cap. Okay, so I will write here, therefore projection of given vector on I cap, what will that be equal to? You know it, this vector, it is pi cap plus qj cap plus rk cap dot I cap upon mod of I cap by the formula. See, since it is on I cap, okay, mod I cap will be in the denominator and it is projection of the given vector. So we have dot product of given vector with I cap. Okay, now what will this be equal to, students? You understand that when I have I cap, I have only I cap, so I have 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. I have 0 j cap plus 0 k cap. So in the next step, what it will be? See, we will have only p into 1. I cap coefficient is 1 here. Coefficient of I cap is 1. So we will have p into 1 and q into 0, r into 0 will give us 0. So finally what I will get here is, I will get p into 1 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, no matter, I will write that q into 0 plus r into 0, and mod of I cap, you know, it is 1. So finally I get P. So what am I getting? I am getting projection of given vector on I cap is P, which is equal to 2. This is 1. Now same as this. See, the projection of given vector on y axis is same as its projection on j cap, because j cap is parallel to y axis. J cap is parallel to y axis. I will write similarly projection of given vector on y and z axis is same as its projection on j cap and k cap respectively. I will write projection of pi cap plus qj cap, that is the given vector, plus rk cap on j cap. See, it will be pi cap plus qj cap plus rk cap dot j cap upon mod of j cap. Mod of j cap is 1. So, and what is this equal to, students? What is this equal to? What is this equal to? As you all know that j cap means, the next step, as you all know that when I'm writing j cap, the j cap vector would actually mean 0 I cap plus 1 j cap plus 0 k cap. I hope you follow this. J cap, the vector j cap means the coefficient of I cap and k cap is 0. Okay, as the vector I cap had meant the coefficient of j cap and k cap as 0. So the next step, you get P into 0, the dot product of these two vectors, P into 0 plus Q into 1 plus R into 0 upon mod j cap is 1. So what is that equal to? It is equal to Q, and that is equal to Q value. Q value we were given as 3. So what we got? We got here projection of Pi cap plus Qj cap plus Rk cap on j cap equals to 3. This is number 2. Now, as you saw, that projection of I cap, the projection of given vector on I cap was only P. It was only P. The projection of given vector on j cap was Q. So the projection of given vector on k cap, the projection of given vector on k cap will be simply R. What will that be? It will be simply R. So I will write similarly, the final one, no need to do it. We can write similarly. Similarly, projection of Pi cap plus Qj cap plus Rk cap on k cap is equal to R, that is equal to 4. So what we got? We got the projection of given vector on coordinate axis, on all the 3 coordinate axes. Now we will add them all. So I will write, therefore the sum of projections, therefore the sum of projections is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is equal to 9. Hence true. Hence showed. can watch this whole thing once again. Okay, let's solve one more question. This is an extra question which I've taken for practice. See, in this question, what are we asked? We are asked to find here the vector projection. We have to find vector projection of vector PQ bar on AB bar. What we have to find? We have to find the vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar. So before I start solving, let me first of all give you the formula. Now, as I have already told you, if you want to get the vector projection, first you should think of the scalar projection. That is simply the projection. So here, the projection will be the projection of PQ bar on AB bar. What will that be? See, if it is on AB bar, mod AB bar will come in denominator. Then numerator will be PQ bar dot AB bar. Now, this is your scalar projection. You want a vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar. So what you will have to now do next, you will have to multiply to this scalar projection, you will have to multiply a unit vector in the direction of AB bar, because it is on AB bar. So in the direction of AB bar, you will have a unit vector which you will multiply to the scalar projection. So what will be the unit vector in the direction of AB bar? It will be AB bar upon mod AB bar. That will now be mod AB bar square. When these two multiply, you get mod AB bar square, and here you get PQ bar dot AB bar times AB bar. Okay, so this is what you need to work for here. See, this is what you have to work for. What you have to work for? PQ bar dot AB bar upon mod AB bar square into that is times this number times AB bar. This number times AB bar. So let us start solving this problem. So the first thing that we will do here is, see, the solution starts. I will write from, see, given, what will be given? We are given that, or I will write from the given data, from given data, the position vectors of points A, B, C. I'm sorry, there are no A, B, C. P, Q, A, B. Points P, Q, A, and B can be written as follows. See here, how do I write it? P will be P bar. The position vector of point P will be P bar, and what will that be equal to? 2i cap, because P is this, right? So 2i cap minus 2i cap plus j cap plus 3k cap. Okay, Q bar will be 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 5k cap. Then you have vector A bar, position vector of point A. This is point A. See, it is all in order. So point A will have position vector A bar, 4i cap minus 3j cap plus 5k cap. And the last one is B bar, which is 7i cap minus 5j cap minus k cap. Okay, now I will find out, as we have to go for, I will find out PQ bar and AB bar. See, we know that PQ bar equals to Q bar minus P bar. It is Q bar minus P bar. So what is PQ bar equals to? So therefore PQ bar is, see, Q bar minus P bar. Okay. So here I have 3i cap minus of minus 2i cap, that is 5i cap. See, you are subtracting this from this. So all the signs of p bar will change. So they will all change. This will become positive, okay, when you are subtracting. So 3I cap plus 2I cap, 5I cap, and this is my plus J cap. 2J cap minus J cap is J cap, and plus 2K cap. 5K cap minus 3K cap is 2K cap. This is PQ bar I got. Then after PQ bar, I have to go for the next one is AB bar. See, what is AB bar? AB bar is B bar minus A bar. What is B bar? B bar is 7I cap minus 5J cap minus K cap. B bar minus A bar. What is A bar? 4I cap minus 3J cap plus 5K cap. Okay. So you have here therefore AB bar equals to, you get here, therefore AB bar equals to, you can check, 7I cap minus 4I cap is 3I cap, okay, then minus 5J cap plus 3J cap is minus 2J cap, and then minus K cap minus 5K cap is minus 6K cap. Okay, I got PQ bar and I got AB bar. See here. Here we have PQ bar, we got PQ bar, and we got AB bar. Okay. Next, I have to find the vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar. So see, first what I will do, I will find out the scalar projection. Okay. So I write here, or we can write directly, no worry. So we can write vector projection, but keep in mind that vector projection will only come from the scalar projection. So vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar equal to, what is it equal to? See, first you write the scalar projection. So on AB bar, so mod AB bar. Okay, and here what you will write? PQ bar, that is dot product of both the vectors. Dot product of these two vectors you write in the numerator upon, sorry, PQ bar dot AB bar. Remember students, if they had asked me only the projection or scalar projection, I would have calculated this much only. I would have calculated only this much. But since they are asking me the vector projection, what I will now have to do, I will have to multiply a unit vector in the direction of AB bar. In the direction of AB bar, because it is on AB bar. So what is the unit vector in the direction of AB bar? Very simple. It is AB bar upon mod AB bar. AB bar upon mod AB bar. So I will now have, see, now we will have the whole thing as, it will be PQ bar dot AB bar upon mod AB bar square times AB bar. This whole thing times AB bar. Okay. So I write this as equation number 1. And now what I do is I calculate these all and substitute in 1. That will be my final answer. Okay. So let us first go for PQ bar dot AB bar. So here PQ bar dot AB bar, what will that be equal to? See, PQ bar you obtained, AB bar also you have obtained. So PQ bar is here 512. So 5I cap plus 1J cap plus 2K cap. And what is AB bar? AB bar is 3 minus 2 minus 6. Okay. So we will get the dot product as PQ bar dot AB bar equals to 5 into 3. You already know 5 into 3 plus 1 into minus 2 plus 2 into minus 6. That is 15 minus 2 minus 12. 15 minus 2 minus 12. That is equal to 1. So we got here PQ bar dot AB bar equals to 1. This is number 2. Okay. Next what I have to do here is I have to go for AB bar mod and then square. I will find out mod AB bar. Mod AB bar will be square root of, it will be square root of 3 square plus minus 2 square plus minus 6 square, that is equal to 9 plus 4 plus 36, that is root of 49, that is equal to 7. So I got mod AB bar as 7. So mod AB bar square will be equal to 49. This is number 3. Okay. And AB bar we have already obtained. So the next step now we will have a, see, I write the final thing. Therefore, I will write therefore, I will write here there, using 2 and 3 in 1, we get, see, we will get what? Vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar, vector projection of PQ bar on AB bar is equal to, see, PQ bar dot AB bar is 1. This is mod AB bar square is 49. Mod AB bar square is 49 and AB bar is already calculated, times 3I cap minus 2J cap plus 6K, sorry, minus 6K cap, minus 6K cap. This is the final answer we have. If you want, you can multiply this 49 inside. That is 3 upon 49 I cap minus 2 upon 49 J cap minus 6 upon 49. Either ways you can write. This is the answer. I hope you followed it. Please go through this. Remember, if they had asked you only the projection, what you would have done? If they had asked you only the scalar projection, you would have written only this much. Okay, only this much. And that would amount to 1 upon 49. What would that amount to? It would amount to 1 upon, I'm sorry, that would not amount to 1 upon 49. Then this would be 1 and this would be root of 49. Root of 49. So in that case, the answer would have been 1 upon root 49. Please go through this.